Going to the auction to do a protest at its entrance, I knew was going to be kind of hair-raising. As far as I know, there was never anything else done like this before, like ever in the world, as far as like going out protesting at the entrance of an auction and offering to buy horses at a different location. When we got there, we were immediately we got out of our cars and instantly there was law enforcement and they said, "You can't be here." And we said, "It's a road right away, we can be here." And the officer got really flustered and he left. And ultimately, I think at one point there was like 5 or 6 law enforcement cars, and they came over and told us multiple times that we couldn't be there. We can park in the county road right away, just right off the road. We weren't blocking traffic. It was crazy. But what I want to pull out in this video you're watching is when we go to auctions in Tennessee, we see horrible things. We see horses down, injured, emaciated, and so many times we get, "Why don't you contact law enforcement? Something needs to be done." Sadly, in Tennessee, there's not laws to protect horses like there should be. There's a huge presence of people who enjoy showing horses doing the big lick, which is only achieved through abuse and suffering. So horse laws in Tennessee are very antiquated. Anytime there's anything to do with a law to be changed that could help horses, it's struck down because those in high places have a lot of money and influence and they enjoy showing big lick horses, or their friends do. So it's very, very hard in Tennessee. So I want you to watch what happens when some of the auction folks realize that we're out there, and they got very upset. They came running out, and then they brought these 2 skinny horses out and were kind of taunting us to buy them on the spot. Now this is after law enforcement said we couldn't have any vehicles there. And we couldn't just take a horse and be holding it on the side of the road. So they brought out 2 horses. One was extremely foundered and emaciated. Law enforcement was there. They saw the horses in that condition. Tennessee law enforcement doesn't do anything, it seems like, when there's situations like that, because there's not strong laws to enforce that this isn't okay. And until those laws change, law enforcement, I've been at the auction, law enforcement walks through, there's emaciated horses, there's downed horses, there's injured horses. They walk through and they walk out because there's no laws that they can say, "Yep, this isn't okay by the law and we can do this because we have this law." And as long as there's a free-for-all of lax animal welfare laws in Tennessee, abuse and suffering will continue. So you can watch this video, you can see law enforcement with this emaciated horse, and they do nothing because there's no laws to enforce it.
We're not here.
So they're getting all their auction workers out here. The sheriffs are telling them go back. They all know each other, of course, because it's a small county.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll bring y'all some horses. Hold up right there, 500 around. We'll bring you some horses, huh? That's all you had to say, you wanted some horses. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
We want to be let back in the auction. Just be videoing, guys. Just be videoing.
All right, so now the auction is literally trying to bring us a skinny horse.
We just will say that we can't buy them on the auction property.
Yep. They'll have to transport them to the site.
Yeah.
What's that? What's that?
The buyer.
Hey, you're trying to call.
Well, I can talk to you.
Okay. Having a hard time finding anybody really wants to deal with y'all.
Oh, we're not having a hard time. But what's your name, sir? So what's your name?
We're not allowed to buy horses over there. So
No, we don't have anywhere over here. They have to be transported to Sam's Club parking lot.
We can't have trailers. If you can transport them to Sam's Club, it's $500 a horse.
Guaranteed. Yeah. Guaranteed. Plus transporting fee. I'm not in the business running up another road for nothing.
So you know full well that's a $200 horse in the auction.
Or they don't even belong to you.
Well, then how can you sell us a horse that doesn't belong to you? Anyway, that's the deal. We're not going to engage. $500 at Sam's Club parking lot if you want it. We're not going to engage anymore. The officers asked us not to engage.
Is that flush trucking? Man. Hey.
Watch them walk, guys.
Over there and make sure we actually get this.
All right, everybody still with me?
You can see that they're trying to get this poor horse who is suffering. She actually has an open wound on her leg, and she's having a very hard time walking because it's painful. She's emaciated. She's right there with law enforcement, and they're doing nothing. They're worried about keeping the auction folks at bay, which I greatly appreciate, because I think if they weren't there, I think they would have come and attacked us. Primarily, it was just a bunch of women there. I mean, my son was there and my husband, but the rest of us were a bunch of women standing out there with these men running straight at us who were extremely angry. So I'm thankful law enforcement was there, but you can see law enforcement there. You can see the emaciated horse there. They're not doing anything about these animals in horrific situations because the laws need to be changed. And, you know, even though the poor horse is emaciated, she can't walk, they're pulling her along because she's in so much pain. Law enforcement does nothing. Thank you.
We're buying horses, $500 cash. We're buying horses, $500 cash.
Hi,
We're
my
buying
name's Scott.
horses.
I have no dog in this race.
That's fine. That's fine, sir. The officers asked us not to engage anybody.
I understand. I'm sorry. No, I got part of that trying to get a peaceful deal. This little deal. If y'all want somebody to buy horses out here, it can be arranged.
I mean, all we're asking is the auction let us back in. We've
We've
been
been-
here for 8
yeah,
years.
I
We've
understand.
always followed the rules.
They never even told us why we got kicked out, so that's what's kind of going
We've tried
confused
to
us.
communicate with them. They haven't been able to tell us. So
But I understand.
we're just wanting to come back.
I understand. But you got to walk before you can crawl and kind of get over things. But it can be arranged.
Well, we're hoping that it can be arranged where we can come back like we've done for the last 8 years.
I understand.
Yep.
Hi, y'all have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
I'm sure I can find you some more if you want.
There's plenty of horses out there. Maybe just send Troy with the bill of sale. There's 2 horses, so $1,000. And they're pulling out right now. And there's really skinny horses on there. There's one really skinny horse, the other's not too bad. Alright, but they're leaving right now, so for sure, like, they need to be waiting there.
We have a petition to change the laws in Tennessee for horses. And this isn't going to change unless enough people sign petitions, share posts, educate people. Originally, we started the petition to try to get the law changed on the veterinarian exemption that people can't geld or castrate their own animals, which the way the law stands would currently include dogs and cats because it doesn't say non-livestock animals. It just says if you own the animal or you're a regular employee of the owner of the animal, you can castrate the animal. So originally our petition was to get that law changed, but we are going to be updating this petition to include language like Pennsylvania has that injured animals can't be taken to auctions and sold. So please sign the petition so law enforcement actually has a law that they can enforce when it comes to animal welfare issues here in Tennessee. It's like a third world country, and the only way it's going to end is for people to speak up and be the voice for animals. So please be the voice for these innocent animals who have none.